of my choice, beneath my sorrows lives a
Last week, we focused on St. Margaret Mary Alacoque, whose visions of the Sacred Heart had a powerful influence on our understanding of this devotion. Today, I'm going to talk about someone without whom her experiences may never have made the impact that they did. Saint Claude de la Colombière, a Jesuit, was her community's confessor and her own spiritual director. He believed in the authenticity of her visions, even when her superior didn't. He defended her and helped to develop the understanding of devotion to the Sacred Heart and its meaning in light of the Gospel. Pope Francis writes in his encyclical that some of the language used by St. Margaret Mary could be poorly understood, placing too much emphasis on personal sacrifice. St. Claude insisted that contemplation of the heart of Jesus, when authentic, does not provoke self-complacency or vain confidence in our own human efforts, but rather in ineffable abandonment in Christ that fills our life with peace, security, and decision. He expressed this absolute confidence most eloquently in a celebrated prayer, which Pope Francis includes in the encyclical. My God, I am so convinced that you keep watch over those who hope in you, and that we can want for nothing when we look for all in you, that I am resolved in the future to live free from every care and to turn all my anxieties over to you. I shall never lose my hope. Others may look for happiness from their wealth or their talents. Others may rest on the innocence of their life or the severity of their penance, or the amount of their alms or the fervor of their prayers. As for me, Lord, all my confidence is confidence itself. This confidence has never deceived anyone. I am sure, therefore, that I shall be eternally happy, since I firmly hope to be, and because it is from you, O God, that I hope for it. What I found beautiful about Claude de la Colombière and St. Margaret Mary is how Providence drew them together. Each one without the other may have never fulfilled God's plan. When Claude was assigned to the small Jesuit house at Paris-le-Monial as a young priest, many questioned his assignment. They thought he should have had a more prominent assignment because of his obvious talents. But his provincial knew that a good spiritual director was needed for a specific visitation nun whom other priests had misunderstood when she reported her visions of Christ. The superior believed that Father Claude would be able to help this sister. No one knew that Sister Margaret Mary had been praying for guidance and that Christ had told her, I will send you my faithful servant and perfect friend who will teach you to know me and abandon yourself to me. Claude de la Colombière judged Sister Margaret Mary's visions to be genuine. He encouraged her to follow Christ's lead despite the suspicion and misunderstanding of her religious community. In 1675, Christ asked Sister Margaret Mary for a feast of the Sacred Heart in the octave of Corpus Christi, and for an act and communion of reparation on that day. Again, Claude believed her and encouraged her. Christ had a message for him, too. He told Margaret Mary, turn to my servant and tell him for me to do all he can to establish this devotion and to give this pleasure to my heart. Tell him not to be discouraged by the difficulties he will meet with, for they will not be lacking. But he must learn that he is all-powerful who completely distrusts himself and places all his trust in me alone. Claude suffered from poor health and died young. As Providence would have it, he had copied Sister Margaret Mary's account of the great apparition into his London retreat notes of 1677 and added his seal of approval. After his death, the sisters of her community changed their attitude toward Sister Margaret Mary when they read these notes. His other writings, once published, also assisted in the spread of the devotion. Besides his contributions to the theology of the Sacred Heart, Saint Claude de la Colombière also has a lot to teach us about confidence in God. As for me, Lord, all my confidence is confidence itself. My God, I am so convinced that you keep watch over those who hope in you, and that we can want for nothing when we look for all in you, that I am resolved in the future to live free from every care and to turn all my anxieties over to you. This week, focus on just one source of anxiety in your life and confide it to the loving heart of Jesus using this prayer of St. Claude de la Colombière.